Hello again, my name is Stu Mortrude with the Big Sandy Lake Association. We're here today at the Big Sandy Lake Dam. Today's episode will be about the dam itself. We're here with lead park ranger Tammy. She's going to give us a little history on the dam, what its purpose is today, and what they're doing with the renovation process. So take it away, Tammy.
Thanks, Stu. My name is Tammy. I'm the lead park ranger here with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, St. Paul District. We're here at the Sandy Lake Dam and Recreation Area, which is the site that I oversee here. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about the history of the Sandy Lake Dam, why the Corps of Engineers is here, and then also touching on the rehabilitation of the dam, which we currently have ongoing behind me. So to start off with, we'll talk a little bit about why the Corps of Engineers is here, why we have a dam on Big Sandy Lake, and then we'll move into some of our purposes today, because the Sandy Lake Dam is a very old structure. The dam was built 125 years ago. In 1895, the project was completed. Originally, the dam was built out of timber, and it was a part of a reservoir system put in the Mississippi headwaters region to help supplement water levels in the Minneapolis-St. Paul region. You have to remember, back in 1895, we didn't have the highway systems like we see today. The river was the primary means of transportation of goods and people. And so having reliable water levels in especially the Minneapolis-St. Paul region, which was growing at the time, was very important. By putting a series of dams in the Mississippi headwaters, it allowed them to hold water back during our dry season. They would release that water, and that would help raise water levels in Minneapolis-St. Paul. Not very much, it was only a matter of a few inches, but that was enough that some of that early steamboat traffic and boat traffic was able to navigate. So that's the original purpose of the Sandy Lake Dam and why we have a dam here on Big Sandy Lake. The dam was never removed after we got our highway systems and transportation systems like we see today, because by that point in time, many resorts had built up around Big Sandy Lake. Private interests had come into the area. And so those folks were very concerned about water levels here and maintaining that lake. You see, when the dam was installed, it made water levels rise approximately 9 feet. And so that's a pretty significant difference if we were to remove the dam. So the dam remained in place, and that has caused us to morph into the reasons for keeping the dam that we have today, which are water control, which is one of our primary purposes, recreation, and environmental stewardship. The dam helps us to regulate water levels for wild rice, for wildlife, for fish habitat. And so we maintain the dam within a operating range in the summertime that's approximately 3 inches above and 3 inches below the elevation of 1216.31. That's our primary goal operating range in the summertime. So it's a fairly narrow range that we operate for in the summer months. And we also draw the lake down in the winter months for storage of water during the spring runoff. So during the rehabilitation of the Sandy Lake Dam, we are now in phase 2 of construction, which means the phase 1 is complete. That was work over here on the lock chamber. What we did during phase 1 was install a series of stop logs that's allowing us to control water levels during phase 2, which is work on our primary gates. Those primary gates are getting fixed right now, and we'll be passing water through them once construction is complete. But during phase 2, we are passing water through a series of stop logs through the lock chamber, which has not passed water through it since approximately the 1950s. So with our operating range on the dam, we also draw the lake down 2 feet in the winter months to accommodate for spring runoff and storage of that snow melt. Now we're going to talk a little bit about the Sandy Lake Dam rehabilitation. So in February 2021, we started the rehabilitation of the Sandy Lake Dam. The rehabilitation is addressing necessary components of the dam that were showing signs of serious degradation, components that we were concerned about possibly failing, so that we wouldn't be able to manage the dam within that narrow operating range that I was talking about. And so we are now under rehabilitation construction. We're actually in phase 2. Phase 1 started in February, and that wrapped up here this past spring of 2022. Phase 2 of construction has been ongoing since approximately the March timeframe of 2022, and we are anticipating that the project is going to wrap up sometime yet here this fall in 2022 as well. With the rehab construction, what we're really addressing is the fact that, as I said before, the dam was originally built in 1895. It was converted over to the concrete structure like we see today in 1908. However, some of the components of it, including the upstream apron, remained that original wood structure. So as you can imagine, wood that's 125 years old is starting to show some signs of degradation. So this contract with the rehabilitation is addressing repairing that wood apron and replacing it with a concrete structure. We're also replacing the primary gates that we operate water through. Those gates, we have 6 gates that we primarily operate through, and then we also have a log sluice that we previously used to operate. That truly was just a series of timbers that were blocking water off through there. That's being replaced with a gate system now. So it's going to allow us a little bit easier function of that area of the dam as well. In addition, there's some concrete work on the face of the dam that is in need of repair. That's being addressed with this rehabilitation effort. And during phase 1 of construction, we did work on the lock chamber side of the dam. A series of stop logs were installed on the lock chamber, and that's what is allowing us to pass water during phase 2, because as you can see, the gates are gone and it's all dried up right now. Water is continuing to pass through the dam. It's just passing through that lock chamber, which is kind of hard to see here from the south side of the recreation area, which has remained open through construction. We invite anyone to come up here throughout the construction period. Our south side of the recreation area does remain open for day use. Our campground has been closed, unfortunately, but day use is still open. You're still welcome to come use our boat landings, our beach, come have a picnic, use our fish cleaning facilities, or just stop by when you're out visiting on the lake. Thanks so much.